Welcome back to the Temple of Klothys Acolytes. I'm High Priest to Klothys, an MTGO user aspiring Spike. We all know that Klothys rules over our destinies, but did you know that some beings attempt to fight against fate? It's true. When powerful beings fight against their fate, sometimes Klothys needs a little help. That's why, in her infinite wisdom, she created Calyx, Destiny's Hand, to help ensure that fate flows the right path. We'll follow our fate today to more trophies with Sultai Lurrus. Enjoy. So, this is Sultai Lurrus 2.0. In our testing with the Sultai Lurrus deck, I really feel like we were onto something good here. With this, Sultai control deck with Lurrus as a companion, forgoing basically Jace the Mind Sculptor to get Lurrus. But in our testing, like the blue-red prowess matchup specifically was proving to be very, very difficult. And the card you need to play in this kind of archetype to make that a good matchup is Drown in the Loch. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to fit Drowns, and I think I've made it work. The deck looks really good to me. I played some matches with it last night, and I was liking it. Can start jumping into some games, I guess. Good morning, everybody. Keeping, I guess. Did I end up running any leagues with Goryo's? I did like 2 weekends ago. I think I have like a fine draft. It's just... Oh, Yawgmoth. Interesting. I think I've got a fine draft of Goryo's. It just... I don't think is that good. I was really hoping my opponent will play a fetch so I could drown their Bob. So I could go cleaning my own Misty, looking for a fatal push. I don't love just showing my opponent that I'm shields down, though. So now we can drown the bird. No reason to do it now. They can just float mana, of course. Oh no, how am I supposed to drown Athena? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. Probably better to kill the bird anyway. So I have Cord for 1. No, Cutthroat. So I'm killing the bird in response. Alright, so I might block the Young Wolf and then Cling to Dust the Undying. Opponent also missed a land drop last turn, which is big game, so maybe we can get like Snap Drown, Wall of Roots. How did I do last league? Went 3-2. I lost to a Grixis Shadow deck that was playing Stormwing Entity and Angler, which just seems like it's like Angler specifically is like the hardest threat in the world to deal with. I'm gonna block the Cutthroat. Especially now that I've drawn Charm. And then we lost to Etron, which also doesn't seem like a very good matchup, which is fine. I'm really liking the deck, though. They have Eldritch Evolution here. Sacking their Wall of Roots is, like, kind of risky. So they get their Yawgmoth. They got Giralf's Messenger. Oh, cycle. Yogg's 4. Eldritch Evolution would let you get a 4-drop if you sack a 2-drop. It's not Neoform. What do you guys talk about? Opponents sack. Oh, what did they sack? They sacrificed the Young Wolf. Sorry, I thought that they sacrificed the Wall of Roots. I mean, they could have gotten it. They chose not to. I see it, sorry. Counter. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought they sacrificed. Make a food token. Alright. They're drawing an Eldritch Evolution. So we put a stop in their upkeep. If they don't shuffle, I might just drown to get rid of it. Although also if they do, yeah, they shuffle. If they did draw it, we could actually like Cling to Dust Messenger and counter it. So maybe it would have been. It's a great draw. Staying a Goose. Yeah, Goose is just such bad. So I'm just gonna block Athena, take 4. They hold up the drown on their instep, which gets punished by them top decking exactly Court of Calling, which is fine with me. And I'm not actually sure what I'm killing. They only have 2 more Wall of Roots activations. Could kill the Goose. I don't think I want to. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill the Goose. If they drew exactly Court of Calling, we get to wine. Okay, now I'm gonna Thought Scour myself. Another. Yeah, poor Athena. They're drawing a Bop, which is good for us. Just wondering why Goose is better than Bop. They play 4 Birds of Paradise usually, and then they play like 1 Gilded Goose as like a Court of Calling target, and like the life gain does matter a lot actually. I'm not a huge fan of Goose in the deck though. I'm not like a big I can block creatures. And the extra toughness. Yeah, the extra toughness is very relevant for sure. I'm kind of worried about milling myself out a bit. I don't know. I'm just going to mill them. It's probably shouldn't be worried at all. My graveyard's pretty stocked. Like I might mill over like my Watery Grave would not be able to get Lurrus. I guess I just don't want to. I don't want to like tap out of a counter spell and be got by a Court of Calling. I don't have double black yet, but we got some time. Just deck them. Second Goyf lets us attack. It's kind of nice. But it probably blocks with Messenger, right? I guess they might be afraid of Cling. They do have a lot of life to get through. Strangleroot Geist. I'm going to go ahead and use a Drown the Loch here since we're choked on black mana and my opponent could be baiting here and they're able to cast Yawgmoth or whatever they want. So I'll just, you know, keep up Logic Knot for now. Having a hard time drawing the Black Source. Guess I don't want to tap the land because if I miss a lands I can't Cryptic plus 2 mana counter spell. Is the third Goyf much better than Lily? Liliana is not very good in this deck because you lose Lurrus as a companion. If we're talking about this deck. I know chat's kind of on a tangent to. There we go. Is it worth to play 1 JVP to have an out to infinite life? You know, I didn't really consider that being a good reason to play Jace, Friend's Prodigy. And I will say, like, the spells we're choosing to play with Jace are, like, not the best possible. But I like the suggestion, and it's something that I'll consider for sure. I think it's a good suggestion. It's a Logic Knot there, Court of Calling, which is such a big. It's like Jace is way better if you're playing discard spells. It's also like, you know, when we play we play 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor and blue black control as an out to infinite life, but it's also like a very consistent out to infinite life. It's a very consistent out to infinite life since you have Castle Vantress to scry cards to the bottom, so there's no chance that Jace the Mind Sculptor is going to be like the bottom few cards of your library. Or I guess you would have to have not just Jace be the bottom few cards, but also both of your Castle Vantresses, which is very unlikely. In this deck, we don't have that kind of card selection, so if Jace is just like in the bottom 10 cards, it's like really difficult to win, which is a problem. But I'm not saying no. I am saying I'm interested. Did I hear there are 3 blue-red Phoenixes in the Pioneer Challenge? Does Treasure Cruise single-handedly make the deck playable in Pioneer? I mean, Phoenix has always been a playable deck in Pioneer. Honestly, like, people's builds of it have been bad for a long time. I know Mateus34, Moto Grinder Mateus34 has liked the deck, and been kind of. I think his build's pretty good, but yeah, it's definitely playable. I mean, I don't think too much about Pioneer these days. I would like to. I'd like to get back together with Pioneer. We'll see if Klothys wills it to be so or not. Klothys, that's a card, and my deity. Praise be to Klothys. Oh, dude, Needle is so good against Yawgmoth. Praise be to Klothys. May she reign for all eternity. May her life not go the way of Xenagos, the Reveler. I think I want 2 Force. I think I want to cut the Thought Scours. I don't know. They fill up their graveyard pretty quick, though. Or somewhat quick. How did we come to praise Klothys? I was playing League of John, and I had Klothys in play, and we were flooding out pretty badly, so I made a pact with Klothys that if she were to win me that game, then I would forsake Hazoret, who I had worshipped for a long time, and start to worship her instead. So, and I did win that game thanks to Klothys, so now I'm a devout acolyte. I think it's a good bit. I think that Magic players should choose an MTG god to pray for their top decks, as a bit, of course. I think it's a good bit. I wish more people would do it. Then there's like a lot of MTG deities to choose from. And Klothys is a good one because she's the goddess of destiny. Am I more of a warlock or a cleric? I think if you worship Klothys, you're by definition a cleric, right? Obviously, just like a super nerdy conversation to have. Yeah, Faria, she'll strike you down. Yeah. Yeah, from the High Priest to Klothys. Klothys would have shamans, not clerics. Ooh. I like the idea of being a shaman. I've always wanted a shaman subclass in D&D. I don't think that there is one. Needle the Bird, genius. 2 Athenas. I might push it though. We're drawing a Drown in the Loch, which I think is something I'd like to draw. So let me go to Needle Yawgmoth. Their deck is just so much worse with Yawgmoth Needled. They want to push their bop and their upkeep. Shaman is just Druid. Yeah, but Druids are, I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, you could just roleplay it. Yeah. I just kind of... It feels like in 5e, at least, Druids are so pushed towards their wild shape abilities. Like, it feels like you're supposed to lean into those rather than just being a... You can probably make it work. So imagine we're gonna get beat down by Messenger here. Yeah, you could have some barbarian subclasses. Honestly, I kind of feel like they got Ooze. I also kind of feel that you can make an argument that shamans are wizards. Because I actually feel like shamans would usually learn their spells rather than have them. So I think you can make an argument that shamans are wizards. And so you could have like a shaman subclass. Could worship a false god like Cozy, yeah. Will this revive Jeskai, Lotusfield Jeskai? I sure hope so. I haven't seen this yet. Okay, whenever a permanent entering the battlefield causes it a trigger ability, trigger counter that ability unless its controller pays 2. No, probably. Maybe. My gut reaction is like this is like still like a bit too narrow, fragile. Like they can respond to. I don't know. I guess they can't respond. You could just like put this on the stack and then, or put your Lotus Field trigger on the stack. I don't know. I feel like Tails in is still a bit of a better effect. But it's interesting. It's a cool interaction. Dude, Blade Historian? This card's awesome. I don't know why I like this so much. 4 mana attacking creatures have double strike, 2/3, and the art is sick. I don't know why I like that card so much. I hadn't seen it yet. Playing Quest at my table instead of 5e. Much easier rules for new players. It's interesting. I'm currently playing one D&D 5e campaign that's been going on for almost 4 years, and then I'm playing one Pathfinder 2e campaign. I haven't heard of... What, Liliana the Last Hope for this deck? Liliana the Last Hope also means you don't get Lurrus as a companion. So I would not... Yikes. Probably losing game 2 again. This is a Vital Force. Also, wait, is this a Vital Force, the blue-green one? We had a user, Scotty, has been playing the deck, and he was messaging me saying he was playing the blue-green X spell Nissa over the weekend. Like, you know, just the X Nissa that you actually can play with Lurrus as a companion. But you also can't cast it from the graveyard with Lurrus, which I think makes it way worse. That card's a little underpowered. But it was a cool suggestion. Professor Chaos, 9 months. Been away from the stream for a long time, but good to be back. It's good to have you back, buddy. Welcome home. Alright, let's go game 3. Let's get on the play. Yeah, you can cast it from the graveyard, it's 0 loyalty. Shaman 0, let's be real, these are throwaway classes that nobody really wants to play. Well, I would counter that. The nice thing about D&D is that there's something for everybody, even if druids are less popular. That being said, I've never wanted to play a druid. But I've known people who like druids a lot. My brother actually really likes druids. Are there any decks in Modern that would use Loitri as a companion? None that I know about. I know that Squad Chief really liked a Grixis Lutri control deck. It was really fun to watch. But with like the companion. Target player discards 2 cards, then exile R cards from the player's graveyard. Ooh, interesting. Also interesting to see the Leyline here. I don't know how good Leyline is against us. There's a Bauble on top. I'm okay to draw it if it means I get to play Triome, I think. How good is Leyline against us, though? This I have liked seeing just like the better. Oh wait, I guess I misread that, huh? I have liked seeing just better mind rots. That's I've liked these recently. Probably playing Spellbomb, right? I'm kind of interested in stealing their bird next turn. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I'm into it. I also like more incidental graveyard hate. I think that was something that Magic was missing. Maybe we should be on 3 draw 1 trophy. Maybe. I will say that like not having any green-black requirements on turn 2 has been really nice. It's not like I'm a big trophy believer anyways. Maybe I was supposed to wait on this. It just is kind of awkward with the drown. Like, I'm pretty interested in cycling. Oh, really smart play for them to fetch it. Oh, I don't get to draw a card because of Leyline. Oh, no. That was just a punt. I forgot about this interaction. That was just a punt. Yikes. Oh, they missed. Oh, no. They hit their land. It was this. Wall of Roots. I think I'm holding up Snap. Oh. I can steal their bird. Snap steal. Oh, there's the ley line. What am I doing? Alright. I mean, the 3/2 lifelink is pretty nice. Blocking the. Patra is pretty scary. Although I guess it's like way worse without. Yeah, they're playing just a green-black Yawgmoth combo. Got no cards in their hand. So maybe we could be feeling okay. I want to play this so I can block a Patra with the Snapcaster. Yeah, Strict Protector is interesting. I agree. I like the taxing effects. Efreet, Flame Painter, 4 mana, 1/4 double strike. Does come damage to player. May cast target instant sorcery from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Oh, might have to do something with that. Might have to do something with that. Yeah, double strike on that card is. Yeah, Into the Infinite is obviously the first thing that goes to your head. That card seems very cool to me. This list feels very soft to Rip and Leyline. I feel like we're way softer to Rip than Leyline because like our Drowns are still on. Our Goyfs are still on with just Leyline. But yeah, I mean, I think maybe that's just Sultai. Do I want to attack with the Snap? Have you seen the new spoiler, Strict Protector? Kind of, yeah. I don't know if that card makes Lotus Field playable, but maybe it does. I'm gonna hold this because we can draw Cryptic. Main phase Fang. Nice, that's a great draw. I'm gonna target them right now. I might as well play the Spellbomb, but Spellbomb is like not doing anything until we draw Cryptic to bounce their Leyline. Drown on the Dryad might not be crazy. I think it would be bad because they're basically curved out. Like they can just cast any spell. I can't counter that. Goodbye, Lurrus. That makes our blocks a lot worse. Kind of surprised they have that in their deck. I think just block, right? Run out the Snapcaster. It is kind of bad if we top deck exactly Cryptic, but it's way better if we draw like a 2-drop here. Maybe not that much better. We're doing pretty good. Double Drown. Really nice now that they have 5 cards in their yard. They're top decking. Their Yawgmoth is also Needles, so we can just let Yawgmoth resolve, I think. Yeah, they didn't decay the Needle. That's actually a great point. I feel like they should have decayed the Needle. Okay, now I guess I'm attacking with Goyf and leaving the Ice-Fang back because it has Death Touch with the Misty draw. We played this game pretty bad, but we might still win. Notably, we can't cycle the Spellbomb as long as they lay. You can just take 2. You can trigger yourself to draw. No, the Leyline never goes to the graveyard, so we don't get to draw. Leyline only triggers when it goes to the graveyard. I'm going to take 2. Wait a turn. I was probably supposed to get Forest, whatever. That's a good draw, because we didn't have a Court of Calling checked until right now. Could maybe chump block with a bird. Probably better to just, like, block with Snapcaster next turn on the Geist. Is everybody ready for lesson boards? I like wish boards a lot. One really bad thing about this resolving is if they draw Decayed. I guess we can just drown it in response. Does Proliferate do anything? Not really. Remember, it's needled here for those of you who are missing that. Yeah, if they decay, we can just kill the Yawgmoth in response, so I don't think we need to drown right now. They may, like, double block the Goyf, and we can just, like, blow out the block with the drown too. They have Hapatra, but Hapatra doesn't do anything unless they activate Yawgmoth. Or if they can deal damage with the Hapatra, which it also doesn't do anything. This is a -0, -1 counter, not a. Still can't believe. I mean, we would have drowned the Yawgmoth if they had decayed the Needle, but I'm really surprised that they chose to decay. Chances they're out of Abrupts and have a Rexace tutor. Yeah, that's possible. Although, you know, we can counter. I don't think we need to counter this. It is a bit annoying, but like if they're gonna try to double block, we can blow it out with a drown, which is better than countering, I think. Not sure if it's good to attack with 1 Goy for 2. I mean, we can shut block 1/3/2 with Birds of Paradise, and then block Hapatra. Then take like 5. It's kind of a lot. Let's just attack with 1 Goyf. Then maybe next turn we can attack with 2 and just make him. You can just replay Lethal off Lurrus. There's a Leyline in play. I feel like I haven't seen very many playable lessons, though, I'll say. Like, there was a white one that was spoiled today. It just looks so bad to me, I don't know. Oh no, our Mystic Sanctuary is also turned off by Leyline, so sadly we can't get it. I'm going to attack with both Goyfs here. First they go. We went 3-2. Lost to some pretty bad matchups. Like, Grixis Shadow that was playing Storming Entity and Angler was just devastating. And do you just want to let this block happen? I kind of feel like just letting this happen is fine. Then we lost to E-Tron, which is pretty rough too. I mean, I think the lessons are intentionally a little underpowered. I think that, like, that seems to be, you know, the goal with the lessons. This. Yeah, their deck looked pretty good. Please don't have a second Veil. Come on, I hate Veil Summer. Come on, dude. I'm so over it. I'm so over. We got triple veiled earlier. We did win that game, and we might still win this game. I'm just so over it. Over 9,000, 4 months. I'm hungry. We should be making more food at the cabin. Awesome, dude. Welcome back. I'm gonna hold. Nice. I mean, we're drawing pretty well, but man, I'm so over. Yeah, Veil of Summer, another terrible Horizons card that's ruining Modern. Top Sum, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. Hope you're having a good one, buddy. Every bad card in Modern was a Horizons card. Like Field of the Dead, Uro, Mystic Sanctuary, Veil of Summer, Simian Spirit Guide. Uro wasn't Horizons. None of the cards I listed were in Horizons. That was the joke. Sorry, my joke. But just there's a lot of people complaining about Horizons in chat earlier today, but like the cards I just listed were like the problem cards in Modern, you know? Like Horizons had Astrolabe and Hogak. And like, I don't know. I mean, they probably aren't attacking here anyways. But it is kind of awkward if they do attack and I block and I don't have lethal. Veil's honorary, yeah. Veil, Mystic Sanctuary, Field of the Dead, Uro, Omnath, I guess Verdant 6 is Horizons. There's one more card that's really obnoxious. Can't remember. Oh, like all the MDFCs. That's probably like also one you could complain about. Spike. Just shoveling that coal into the furnace. Aether Gust. Yeah, I mean, I totally get complaining about Aether Gust. But Aether Gust is, I think, pretty fine without Sanctuary. Like, that was the biggest deal about Amulet. Is like, you could just so easily Sanctuary back Gust 3 times and time walk them. Really, how they add companion? Yeah, Companions was also like a pretty rough Horizons card. I think. Oh, are we playing against Inverter Herder? Opponents said that they're a fan. I would not mind losing to Inverter Herder. I will leave a push for potential Soul Herder. Yeah, Matter Reshaper. Golly, talk about a broken card. I just see red whenever they turn to Reshaper me. Caustic, 4 months. I'm here to party. Oh no, it's just spirits. Hell yeah, well, welcome back to the Temple of Klothys. These spoilers look really cool. The new red-white uncommon looks pretty cool to me. The one that can deal 3 damage to a planeswalker creature or destroyed artifact or enchantment for 2 mana at sorcery speed. I think that card's really cool. I also like the 4 mana 1/4 double strike seems sweet. That you cast an instant or sorcery when you deal damage. I also really like the. I guess we're holding this up. I really like the. What was it? The Paulos card. Paulos 3/1 flyer. I think that card's pretty good. Did I see the Hate Bear? Yeah, I saw it. I think it's sweet as well. Lots of cool cards. Oh, the Royal Silence too. I think that card could potentially make. You feel like Texas can't play another 3 CMC card? Well, maybe they. Upgrade a Braid. That's a pretty good name. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to nickname a card where the nickname is longer than the card. But until we learn it. The cycle. Oh yeah. Also the green black command I think is good in this deck. That's one of the first things I'm gonna try to do is play the green black command in this deck. I'm not sure exactly what's getting cut for it yet. Upgrade. No, that's shorter. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be short. I don't know what that's from. Doesn't have to be good. I'm doing well, Aegis. How are you doing today? What are my thoughts on the green-black 2/2 Magecraft and Ant? Certainly not better than just Tindrils of Agony. Community? Yeah. That's right. Jeff says that, I think. Yeah. But I'm doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. I got registered for I made my vaccine appointment today. I was finally eligible. Getting it on Friday after the stream. Green-black command being both -3/-1 and sorcery speed made me sad. I mean, it's like a 2-mana 2-for-1 a lot of the time, though. I think that card's really good. Versatile. How optimistic am I about Strixhaven? How do I feel about Kaldheim? How optimistic am I about Strixhaven? I don't know. I don't know how to quantify my thoughts on the Izzet command. It's like fringe playable, probably. I'm probably not going to play it in very many decks, but I'd like to be pleasantly surprised by it. I'm getting the Moderna one, which from what I understand is like pretty good. Like, I think you're supposed to like, they didn't have any Pfizers, but people say Moderna is like as good. Yeah, I mean, this seems like probably a tough matchup. Oh, Ice-Fang's pretty good though. They didn't activate Haunts, which makes me think that they have some. I think my biggest problem with the blue-red command is that it really, in my opinion, the blue-red command competes too hard with Archmage's Charm in like a a blue-red breach deck. Like Archmage's. I'd like to be wrong though. Like I like it with blue-red cards. Draw. 0 mana, draw 2. Our top card is Archmage's Charm, which can help us fight over. Hold on. I guess Wanderer can be counter unless you pay 2, so 3. Yeah, we can pay for the Wanderer. Well, I might attack with Lurrus. Maybe it's good to push the Wanderer than attack with Lurrus. Although if they have Rattle Chains or Queller, which I think they have, let me see what they're drawing. It's probably better to just not attack. They're drawing Watery Grave. I wonder if they're playing. Well, they didn't activate Moorland Haunt last turn, so I don't think that they. So I think they have Rattle Chains or. What are they splashing black for? We don't know yet. If they activate Moorland Haunt, I get to push here. See, yeah, they're holding up their interaction. I mean, it's got to be Lingering Souls, right? Like, speaking of the Blu-ray card, do I think its rendition on the Mystic Archive will make Electrolyze playable again? I don't understand how something being printed in Mystical Archive makes. Yeah, I guess I'm confused by the question. Electrolyze is not playable. It's like what I should say is that Electrolyze used to be able to prey on Affinity and Infect, and those decks don't really exist anymore. And there's a million other effects that tax 1 toughness creatures better than Electrolyze does. There's no way they'd let me block with. Someone's gonna hold the Delta for the Bauble Scry. We know that they've got a spell. Of course. Vista, shuffle. Yeah, written jokes are tough. It's really hard to be funny as a chatter. But I admire the pursuit of comedy as a Twitch chatter. I'm on a pursuit of comedy, and I know everything that's funny is always gonna be clear. So if they have double rattle chains, or rattle chains plus queller. Have ever worked on a tight 5? No, I don't know what that is. I don't really. I'm just not a very knowledgeable person. I spend all day in this box. Don't know anything about anything or anybody. Alright, let's not give them an out to draw another rattle chains. I mean, stand up, my set should be a type 5. Oh, I see. I've tried my hand at writing stand up before. I think it'd be pretty fun to do. I don't think I would be that good at it. But I think it'd be pretty fun to go to an open mic one day. And I'll command my horde of spikelings to just come to the show. Or, sorry, command my horde of acolytes of Clothis. Man, Lurrus dying is such a beating here. And then the beating. Thoughts on the PV card is modern playable? It is, I think. I don't think it's going to be like an incredible modern staple. That's. I think 1 or 2 stories would be great. Yeah, I thought about playing. I think you could play the first Into the Story over the first Unearth. I mean, that would also be a good top deck now. Definitely thought about it, of course. Oh, I guess they could deal me 4 here if they haunt. I think we still kill the copter. They should have looted. Did they not loot? Yeah, they should have looted. I can't see if they did or not. Right, we're dead. But they should have looted because they have the haunts, so just like milling over a creature is good for them. So we get to bring in the explosives. They are on pushes, so maybe Unearth is a card that we're gonna want. Don't think I want the forces. I think Needle is a card that I like. Like you can name Aether Vial or Moorland Haunt, or you can even name like Selfless Spirit if that's somehow relevant, or Mausoleum Wanderer, which is not likely to come up, but yeah, I don't think we need the Drowns very much, or the Scours very much. Yeah, flickering Paulo Vito Dama de Rosa seems fine. Doesn't seem like that crazy good. But I like that. Especially what's nice about the card is like if it dies, they still have to pay the 2 extra. Which is not how I initially read it. Could we possibly test it? Yeah, maybe next league I'll cut the Unearth for 1 Into the Story. It is also kind of tough playing 23 lands and 4/4 drops, but it's probably doable. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We've been playing this deck this is like the 3rd time I've streamed this deck, and this is the only day people have been suggesting cards that don't work with Lurrus. It's maybe because I took 2 days off stream. It's totally fine. I get it. This is only it's funny. It's happened like 4 times today. It hasn't happened the other 2 streams. Won't Strangler be better Inverter Herder if you have Flick Wisp in the list? That's true. Although like if you have Flick Wisp, you have more 3 drops, and it's not like the room has it's not like the deck has a ton of room for more 3 drops. Will I consider Elite Spellbinder in Bant Ephemerate? Is that Paulo's card? Yes, if so. I'm not sure exactly. It might be a sideboard card, might be a main deck card. Might not be a card at all, but definitely one I'm considering. Paulo Vito Dama de Rosa has like just one of the coolest names of all time. You gotta give him that. Polluted Delta. Just amazing to say. Kind of like playing Goyfon too. Hex Drinker already suggested. People have suggested Hex Drinker. I think it's fine. One thing I don't like about it though is like Hex Drinker just doesn't play that well with counter spells, right? Or at least counter spells that cost mana. Because it's just like you have to spend like, you know, mana sorcery speed to level it up, and then you've got all these counter spells up. But it could be a good card. I don't know. Please just play a Vial. Probably asking for too much. I guess not. So lucky. So unbelievably lucky. Polluted Delta. Just like, if that was a name in a movie or a book, I'd be like, wow, that's a great name. They did a good job writing that. Yeah, it just comes out so well. I've ever tried to work up Esper Eldrazi Ephemerate with Wasteland Strangler. Yeah, I mean, I just love Ulamog's Nullifier. I just don't think that the deck is there. But I love Ulamog's Nullifier with all of my heart. Let's try to draw a land and then double spell this turn. Well, Monkey's Claw Curling, I guess. Can you cast EE for 3 with Lurrus? You cannot. Opponent is drawing a Drog Skull Cap. The Cleric's ability is only worth a card if you are dying immediately. I mean, I don't think that it needs to be worth a card. It's like the Apollo card is like, it's a reasonably costed body, a 3-mana 3/1 flyer, nothing stellar, but you also like you just get to slow your opponent down a decent amount. Which I think is pretty cool. Well, if I wasn't going to draw a land, this is definitely the card I wanted to draw. This is maybe better anyways. Although we do get got by Skyclave Apparition number 2, or like Classpool Mimic. Polluted Delta. You were really confused to hear Hob say the Aspire Spike yesterday. Now I know where my sub money goes. I don't know. Hob had been kind of in a slump for a little while, so I was really rooting for him to like have a good run yesterday, and I was so happy he did. I was so happy he had a good run yesterday. So I was pretty happy to cheer him up a bit, or cheer him on a bit, rather. Having a hard time drawing land number 4, man. Now land here would have been. It's gonna take 1. Can we put Clothes, please? Can I draw a land? It can be any land you want. It doesn't even have to be a black source. Any land you want, Clothes, please. So opponent's hand is stop. Praise be to Clothes, I understand. You work in mysterious ways, I get it. Alright, I think we just need to double spell here, right? Maybe I should attack for 2 first. How have the prayers been to Clothes lately? Every prayer to Clothes is a good prayer. I'd really recommend converting if you're still. 23 lands seems like it should be enough, but we have also not seen a cantrip to dig. We've seen 3 cantrips. I don't know, we've been flooding out a lot. Like, this is just like the nature of playing Thought Scours and Baubles and Ice-Fangs. Like, you just don't get to have as much card selection as you would with Ops, you know? Which is okay. It's okay that's the case. So I think my opponent might have a Queller here. We know one of my opponent's 2 cards is Thoughtseize. So I'm gonna upkeep this push just in case they do draw Queller or Rattlechains. They do have a spell because they've been missing land drops, but it could be like another push, it could be another black card, and we're stuck on black mana anyways. What if you prefer Xenagos to Klothys? Well, I can't advocate anything like that, but maybe the acolytes of Klothys do. But thanks, Elspeth, for killing Xenagos and making room for Klothys on the Pantheon. Huge shout out to Elspeth, Sun's champion. Although I guess she's not really the Sun's champion anymore, because didn't Heliod kill Elspeth? It's kind of a dick move. I'm doing well, Joseph. Lion's Eye Diamond's not a playable card, sadly, because you have to discard your hand, and like you need cards in your hand to do stuff. So I can't really see Lion's Eye Diamond doing anything in Modern. Kind of good with Lurrus, I guess. Yeah, she did conquer death. Elspeth Conquers Death is one hell of a Magic card. So it should be going to game 3. Should sell them all to Spike at a discount price. A friend of mine gave a playset, or gave an entire mana dredge deck to another friend of ours. Like, you know, it wasn't even like their birthday. Just like the friend who received the dredge deck with a playset of LEDs in it and Legacy was like really well known in our area for like always loaning cards, always just being a good like role model. And it was like such a baller move. This was a few years ago. You play one Elspeth Sun's Nemesis and just got... Oh, she's the Sun's Nemesis, right? I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to justify like playing any copies of Elspeth when like Jace the Mind Sculptor exists, but I've never really understood that card anyways. It's like really hard to evaluate. And I think I keep this on the draw. Fetch land's really nice for us. We just need to put like one card in the yard. I am hoping they... Copter is interesting. Second Unearth's not that good. I was thinking Unearth would be pretty good in combination with Ice-Fang. No one mana creature is like also quietly very bad for us. Oh no, Copter is actually good for us because if they, I'm gonna drown this on the stack, but if if they accrued the Copter here, we could drown the Copter. But I think it's better to counter this because Wanderer can counter the drown. Yeah, this is actually fine. That's a really stellar draw too. They can't like rattle chains their Smuggler's Copter. What do you think of the new Spirit Strict Protector? Is it a nice card in Lotus Field Control? Like, it doesn't solve the problem with the Jeskai Wild Lotus Field deck, is in that the Jeskai Lotus Field deck is just very soft to... Oh, please don't activate your Vial. The Jeskai Lotus Field deck is very soft to aggro and solve the problem. What's my favorite thing to do in Magic? Choose to be on the draw is usually my answer. Alright, I'm just gonna hope here. Please, Klothys, don't let them have a second captain. Spell Queller is fine. Thank you, Klothys. Could cycle Unearth main phase. I think that's fine. Because, like, we can just drown on our turn. Like, we're not countering anything anyways. Yeah. My favorite thing to do is to say I'll be on the draw, which doesn't happen that often, but it's like usually like in some metagames and like the control mirror, I would say is the most common time that I've been able to say I'll be on the draw. I feel very smart. Am I wrong to believe Rip Apart is really, really good? I think it's gonna be. I think every red and white deck in Modern will like we'll just be considering it, or you know I think that it's gonna be a player in Modern for sure. I called it a format staple last night. And I just don't want the conversation to devolve into like a semantics conversation about what like is or isn't a staple. But is it good to just put Lurrus in the hand here? Probably better to play Drown Up. I think I should get Forest here. Yeah, the 2-mana upgrade Abrade. I think that card's really good. Just like Abrade is a good Modern card, and then this can also kill enchantments and deal damage to planeswalkers. Yes, it's at sorcery speed. A lot of Boros decks don't mind playing at sorcery speed so much because they're prowess decks. And then if you're playing a Jeskai control deck, Teferi can make it an instant effect, which is pretty good too. There's a lot to like about that card, I think. Yikes, man! Moorland Hunt is just like the nuts here. Yeah, I know it's a sorcery. A lot of people have been quick to point out that it is in fact a sorcery. And while they're not wrong, I still think it's pretty dang good. Alright, let me just go Lurrus into a hand here. We could Unearth the Goyf too around. Especially because if their removal spell of choice is push. I guess they also have Skyclave, but if they push Lurrus, we can maybe Unearth it. But like Lurrus can get back E on 0 maybe, or E on 1. I think Rip Apart will be really, really good, but worse than we expect it to be. I don't know. I feel like I mean, I don't expect it to be like a dominant card because like most times answers just aren't dominant cards, but it's like a really good answer, you know. Ooh, it's a good draw. Yeah, I'm not like pretending like this is. It's not like it's a answers just like can't be like very dominant. I think. Moorland Hunt. All right. Could just kind of don't want to play Lurrus into Queller. Could Unearth Goyf. Did I say Bolt is an answer? Yeah, and I also don't think Bolt is that dominant. But Bolt's like maybe a bit of an exception. You know, Bolt warps the metagame around it. You can make like lots of really semantic key arguments about Bolt. Opponents. Thank you for the kind words, Protospice. I hope you enjoy your time here in the wild world of Magic Online. I'm going to go Snap Push on the Spirit token here. I want to use my mana. I've got a lot of outlets for my mana here. Always makes me happy to see when, you know, people are like, hey, I like your stream and it's helping me enjoy Magic more. It's just like the whole goal. That and to talk about bans nonstop. Cool, we can play Lantern Control a little bit here. We're drawing Darkslick Shores, so I'll just let them draw that, of course. What am I banning next? Good question. I'll just decide based on what I get yelled at by chat the most. This is not an invitation to talk about bans. This is the opposite. Please spare me. how long the donation queue is. I think we've got 3 open slots for this week. We at least have 2 open slots this week. I only have 1 card in their hand. They can't activate Haunt. This has been a grindy match. You know what? I think against Spirits, I'm actually going to value the information really highly and forego the scry I could get. They're drawing a Silent Clearing. Well, I guess that doesn't give me much information, huh? Maybe I should have good ideas for dinner today. I know I'm someone that doesn't really think about food very much. Especially like in the last year, just... I don't know, I'm just so focused on the stream. I just have a hard time thinking about like food as much. I don't know. I'm probably not explaining myself. Alright, I bite. I target your Supreme Phantom with my Drown in the Loch. If you have another Kaya's Guile, you get to blow me out a bit. Thought Captain also will do as a blowout. I'm going to leave this uncracked in case I draw Fatal Push, I think. I guess I've not a bad draw. And see what they're drawing next turn so we can plan our turn perfectly. They're drawing spell. Alright, so we're probably going to go Snap Drown, Drogskell Captain, and play Ice-Fang, but we might as well just play the Ice-Fang first. Draw a land to make the Ice-Fang Death Ton nice. Does this change thing? That's an answer for the Queller. What's nice about this is like just gaining 3 life off of Lurrus every turn is going to be huge. Yeah, Snake's still not death touching, although we could have fetched differently, I'm sure, to make it death touching. Or if we drawn a land there. But we can take a 5. Lurrus having lifelink is messed up. It's just has opponent been a slow player? Not really. Just before I forget to play, before I play Reflecting Pool instead of Island, let me play the Island here. I think that my opponent's probably not supposed to do this, but they're also probably like in a spot where they don't have many good decisions. I might just end up Snap Drowning the Phantom so I can attack with my Snapcasters too, but it's all going to depend on what I see off the Bauble, how I sequence the rest of this turn. Seachrome Coast, yeah. With Seachrome Coast on top, we just get to get a little aggressive. And remember, Needle is on Moorland Haunt here before someone says, Moorland Haunt, Spike, don't do it. I'm from the future. I'm from the future, and you were about to attack into a Moorland Haunt. And I'll say that you wasted your time travel card. I guess I'll block a Spirit token. They'll concede because they drew the coast. Alright, 2-0. 5-2 on the day. I like 10 mana can't be pushed or Skyclaved. Like being 5 mana creatures like are unironically just kind of good to have access to in Modern. Alright, we've got Aspiring Spike versus Ike Spike here. Grudge match of the year. I'll keep a Cryptic. Jeskai Spirit Pyre, perhaps. Although the fact that this card itself is not a spirit makes things... Yeah, I agree that I dislike how much they're playing with the Exile Zone. I agree with that, actually. I mean, they know I have 2 pushes in my hand, but if they do have like 3 creatures, they probably just need to run one of their guys into push. It's not the end of the world if they Thoughtseize this, especially if we draw a land. They're running out of design space. Maybe. I kind of feel like there's infinite design space in MTG. Alright. Guess we're playing this. I've got 3 islands, right? I mean, we're not winning this game for sure. I mean, we could maybe drop Basic Forest right now. But I do want to see a bit more of their deck. Looks like they're just like standard black-red mid-range. Yeah, whatever. Off it. The new Crux of Fate art. I remember seeing on Twitter that there was like people were saying the artist for Crux of Fate plagiarized the art, but I couldn't find a productive thread on it. But I'm assuming that's just like that's it. Like the guy who did the art just plagiarized it. Yeah, I'm kind of down to play 1 Mystic Repeal. It's us. Give you 2 minutes. This is now a drama channel, by the way. Drama Mondays. The new Strixhaven spoiler card. We did see that card. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah. Can someone? Is it too much to ask for a summary so I don't have to like dig through a Twitter thread on stream? I know I if I'm I mean I just don't want to turn. An artist submitted his portfolio to apply to WotC. He didn't get the job, but his art came out. And in the portfolio there was plagiarism. That's the lame if true. Please discard Goyf. Sounds. Could Lurrus in hand. Just gonna pass. In the end, everything is Vantok. Uh-oh. Let's draw a land Cryptic. What land, please? My opponent might also like fetch into drown. Yikes. Maybe the Thoughtseize first. I'm gonna have to counter Spellbomb. Just don't have that many out. The art who applied didn't plagiarize. They had their art ripped off. Wait, they didn't cast Blood Moon? Then they must have bottomed it. They did bottom it. I can't believe it. What a freebie. I gotta pay my actors more. Well, that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. And I don't know exactly what action should be taken. Because I am not a smart guy, but I hope that the artist who had his work plagiarized gets a contract from Wizards. I feel like that would be like a good step 1. How did the last league? We went 3-2. We lost to like Grixis, a Grixis Shadow deck that was playing. Don't I just jam Goyf? Yeah, we lost to a Grixis Shadow deck that was playing Stormwing and Angler, which is just not beatable. And alright, I think I want to drown this in combat so that if my opponent has an Unearth, Yeah, I'll watch the video later. I just don't want to do it on stream. But I am curious for sure. Up here. Augusta token can live the meme. Well, it stinks now. Like now that they get to take my Gust and then they get to Kroxa. But they play Bob instead of Kroxa. Surely they have a 3-drop or something. I guess that's or something, huh? I feel like I would have just definitely jammed Kroxa. I feel like I don't need to drown this Bob. We play Ice-Fang first. We have Ice-Fang. I want to see if I draw a land. And I do. Yeah, I just don't think I need to drown the Bob. Like, it's just not attacking very well. Definitely a problem. Like, way more concerned with Kroxa. The Kroxa does shrink the Goyf, which stings. They reveal another Bob. Wow. Tarmogoyf feels very key to my game plan here. We can drown the Kroxa after it gets cast here. And then attack, and then, like, you know, maybe they die to the Bob. They can escape again next turn, of course, but they'll maybe be fine. Oh, never mind. That's actually just potentially the best draw. I'm not going to cling until after I attack, just to give my opponent less information on if they want to chump or not. Their hand is right now just Dark Confidant, so I think I would recommend chump blocking. They take my recommendation. What a great draw, though. So I probably do want to bring in Spellbombs. Oh, I did bring in Spellbombs. I'm glad that I brought in Spellbombs. I've ever played, or I've seen an 8/9 Tarmogoyf, yeah. I've seen it once or twice. In Modern. It's been a while. These days. They main phase the Spyro. I don't know why they did that. No, Lessons are a subtype, not a regular super type. I don't know. Actually, is it super type the right word? I don't know. How the deck train's been feeling? Really good. I think that this has definitely felt like a good evolution of the deck. I'm really happy with the changes so far. The reveal Thoughtseize, not a very good card here. What's their worst flip? It that betrays. Storn. Go. What changes did I make? So I added the Drowns, and in order to support the Drowns, I added 4 Thought Scours. And to make room, I cut the gold, green-black cards, the decays, and the trophies. I cut, we know they have Thoughtseize, so I'm not going to cling on my turn. I cut the 3rd Force of Negation, the 24th land, sorry Fran, and the spells. I guess if I cling to dust, this, the Goyf is still. Yeah, Rest in Peace is pretty good against us. I agree. But what do you get? What do you do? Counter it, maybe. Yeah, not having Decay as an answer to Rest in Peace is definitely something to think about. You know, I'll just leave a charm. I know we have two. We had two Unearths in our deck to draw into, but I think just making Snapcaster better was the better. Did they reveal Rest in Peace? No, I think we're just talking about like the deck, you know, as a whole. Like, what is different than Tarfire? Tarfire has two types. Tribal is for some reason a super type, and Listen isn't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure super type is the right word as opposed to subtype, but I don't know for sure if that's the case. You know, my life generally is, you know, being very unsure about the things that are happening around me and just kind of guessing. All right, get to be on the draw for game 3. Are there any changes I would like to make? I'm kind of down to like cut the third push. Like I guess there are a skelemental deck. Super type is not the right word. Super types are legendary and snow. So is just type the right word? So there's super types, types, and subtypes. Okay, cool. Now I'm a judge. Firing judge. I might be able to. No, I'd have to study, but I think if I studied, I could pass a level 1 judge test. Maybe when I was like a paper tournament grinder, I'd be like way better at passing a judge test. For me. Oh, also, I changed my wallpaper. I should probably just restart Magic Online soon, but I meant to show you guys earlier. I saw this picture earlier. I just can't stop laughing every time I see it. I think it's so funny. Oh my gosh, I think it's so good. Let's put back Vista. I think it's so funny. I don't. Just the Spider-Man with the train scene, you know, that we have the, you know, the Uro emote where we have Uro Spider-Man in this scene, and then you've got, you know, it just fits the Titanic so well. This is great. Weird. You started a tweet about what decks do I think will play it. I think every single red and white deck will consider playing it, and I think a lot of them should be trying out main board or sideboard. I'll play some in Jeskai Wildfire. I think Burn will want to play it as well. Might be good to Psycho Cling to Dust now. This kind of a bummer not to get a Triome, but already have a Triome in our hand, right? That's how that works. Oh, now this is really awkward where if we want to get basic forest to play Ice-Fang, we can't charm next turn, but I guess we could just get Breeding Pool. I guess we have to get Breeding Pool, huh? Ever thought I would play Naya Squirrelblade? Something like Ponza Shell that splashes white for Stoneblade. I have played that once as a donation deck. You know, the issues with playing Naya is that you do have to play Blood Moon, I think, and if you want to be a Naya deck in Modern. I do have Force of Negation in my deck. Although I don't really love letting them edict my Ice-Fang. Not the best nor the worst draw. Why burn on Rip Apart? Doesn't go face. I mean, I think it's just a very versatile answer, which is the idea behind playing Rip Apart. Like, I'm not saying that they should definitely play it. I'm saying that they should consider playing it. I think that every white and red deck should. Yeah, if it went face, it would just like be too good. If it was instant, it would just be too good. But they have a Nihil Spellbomb on top. Yikes. But as is, I think Rip Apart is like a very well-balanced card. Any straight green-white Squirrelblade to be had. I don't know, I feel like blue does a really good job of converting those extra cards into like... Not. No. It's an interesting draw. So maybe we can Cryptic this turn, and then next turn Gust this and put Lurrus in hand if we draw a land, because we're probably discarding this to Lily. They discard another Channeler. They reveal Plague. They're going to cast Plague Engineer. Alright, well, I'm going to counterbounce. Yeah, I think my opponent didn't plus Lily last turn, actually. I can't remember. Discuss this first, see what they do. Bottom. So now if they Lily tick up, we can discard Lurrus and unearth the Lurrus. And maybe they discard Delta. They could have played it, so they have obviously. Oh, we drew Drown. That's just the nuts. How about a second? Clothis smiles upon me today. Clothis smiles upon me today. Isn't it better to discard Unearth? No, because why would you discard the 3-mana Lurrus when you could, or why would you discard the 1-mana Lurrus when you could have? That was a pretty good card for them to hold on to. So if I Spellbomb my opponent, it is a little awkward if I draw another Drown, but I think I'm going to do it. They've got the Spyro, you know. Mr. Shumei, 13 months, welcome back. I do appreciate you. Hope you're having a well day and a swell day. New Cathartic Reunion doesn't have discard as part of the cost. There's a new Cathartic Reunion? It's just the same thing without the additional cost. I mean, I guess there's like nothing I'd want to discard more than Island, so I'll just put it in the graveyard to delve or escape. And I think I want to escape my own thing because of Drown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, second Bauble. You may choose to discard. If you do, then draw. Weird phrasing. Alright, let's Bauble them. Are we talking about banning cards in here? No, nobody's ever mentioned banning cards. Right, they have thought around here. Oh, it's red-white. Okay, well that's play around Thoughtseize by top deck and Cryptic, of course. Probably just leaving the Spellbomb uncracked. I also really value information in spots like this, but I think that the selection is a bit better here. I'm not 100% sure. There's a Fatal Push on top. I think I'm going to shuffle. I know that it is a spell, but I'd much rather draw like any. That's a blue spell. Play. I think I'm gonna leave the just not delve the Cling or escape the Cling for a turn. Did your removal spell maybe? I did pause for a second. Yeah, this has been a fun match, King. Notably, I think we're out of fetchable targets. Or do we still have a forest? There's a Mystic Repeal on top. Don't think I need to draw that. We boarded it in 1 as an answer to Blood Mist here. So in Discovery, gain 2 life, then you may just do draw 3. That's pretty good. Yeah, no way we counter the push there. Not in a billion years. Fine draw. I like buffing Boros too. I think Boros being a better color combination is probably good for Magic. So it's kind of always felt like it struggled a bit. How many cards has Lurrus drawn us this? If you count Lurrus as a card. Yeah, just so many. Definitely feels worth it to have access to Lurrus as a companion. Like, jumping through the hoop is like, it's like a pretty good hoop to jump through, you know? Alright, so we're 3-0 in this league as well. We had the same start last league. We started off 3-0, and then we played against Grixis Shadow that was playing Stormwing Entities and Gurmag Angler, which felt pretty hard. And then we lost to E-Tron 2, which both matchups seem pretty tough. So hopefully we can get slightly easier matchups. Do you donate for donation leagues after the deck list is approved? We can do it that way. Usually I just refund if I don't approve it. But why don't you just send it here since you're here, and then I'll Hammer Time is a good matchup, I think. Reflecting Pool on top. I should have played Delta. They're just pushing now. I guess this is not definitely Hammer Time because they didn't reveal Lurrus. So if they play Arbiter somehow, we're pretty screwed. So maybe I should have. I guess it would make sense. I will fetch main phase because of Mind Sensor. Yeah, it does look like they're taxes. How do I feel about the Heliod combo deck? I'm not sure about the matchup. Someone suggested playing one Jace Friends Prodigy as an out to infinite life. I feel like you'd probably have to play two, since like in blue-black control you can play one Jace consistently. Wow. You very consistently will be able to... Sorry, I'm stun locked. Ace. So stun locked. What were we even talking about? Oh yeah. So and you can castle Vantress to make sure you're not going to draw your Jace too late. In this deck, you probably have to play two Jace Friends Prodigy, and at that point, like the card I do think is worse than Goyf. So I think it's okay to just like have to disrupt their infinite life. And maybe not, and I haven't figured it out. Okay, well, pretty good here. Don't have Charm up. So their hand is Aether Vial, and they're drawing another Vial. So why don't I just go ahead and put Lurrus into my hand, although Archon's pretty good against Lurrus. It's fine. We can't cast Charm, I don't think we're casting Drown. When do we build a Brimaz Toski deck? I don't know. Good question. Oh, this is good for us. Now we can drown the Archon. Vial mystery card. They didn't play a Vial. Didn't play Vial. Yeah, my opponent says that they're 3-1. I mean, Brimaz is like not the like craziest card to ever put in your deck. I've certainly put worse cards than Brimaz in decks. To collect the clearing, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. All right, we already have Swamp and Forest in play, so Delta is better than Catacombs. So I'm gonna hold the Delta. Bunch of Triome here probably. The Triomes are nuts. Triomes are just so good. I don't know. I mean, 4 toughness is kind of nice. I'm not like saying that Brimaz is like the nuts tech to make mono white good, but if it's there, Peck's fine. And Lurrus is just so good. My opponent's hand is Vial mystery card. Do you think they'll ever bring Twin back, or is too polarizing? If Twin was, I'm making an exception for you, Scott, because I get asked this twice a day. But if Twin was like still the 2014-15 deck, it would be fine. But it's not. Like Twin with Teferi Time Raveler, Veil of Summer, Force of Negation, Archmage's Charm, better mana. Well, it would just be too good. It would be too good in my opinion. And also, if it does get unbanned, I'm never playing a different deck again. I'm done brewing. And I really like brewing, so ideally they won't unban it, so I can keep brewing. But this will just become a grind Splinter Twin stream for months. What about and it's also like, like the Faithless Looting decks are gone, and for a while I was like, man, if only Twin was around to police the Faithless Looting decks. But just having both gone really opens up the format a lot. You can blue Splinter Twin variants. I mean, that's actually what we would do, is we would be just playing a different Splinter Twin variant every single day, and it'd be so much fun. But I don't want my biases to I think it's better to hold up Ice-Fang here, so that if they have Arbiter, we can just pay for. But yes, I'm still not taking ban list questions at this time. I made an exception for Scott. Oh shit. Vamaria. And if they for some reason made Face Field to ruin me, we get to Fatal Push the Archon. I guess. Don't have Revolt at the moment, which feels bad. Weird. I think my opponent's gonna Field to ruin me, so I'm gonna try to push the Archon after they do. They didn't. Alright, well, we get to push the Archon, which is down, so this isn't so bad, I guess. Yeah, this is the second league. The leagues with this deck take so long. Yeah, if there's a GP in Japan and they're not killing my Ice-Fang, it's a heads-up play, I guess. Oh, wow. So I guess we're hoping to draw like Bauble. How's the matchup versus Tron? I haven't played that much of it. I think it's green Tron is probably easier than. We 3-2 the first league. We started off 3-0 as well and lost a couple bad matchups. I think my opponent has. Can't you? You can push, Coatl, Snap, push them. They have Archon lets you only play one spell at a time. So I need to draw exactly Mishra's Bauble, because they're not going to trigger Revolt for me. I guess I could draw Drown as well. No, I can't draw Drown because it's pro blue. All right, on the play for game. Check Mythic Spoiler. Not sure what the rules are for Link. Alright, Bauble on top. not too bad. I'm gonna Needle Giver. Doesn't feel, you know, very mana efficient to Needle Giver here. I'm gonna wait. Especially because we... Dahlia's obnoxious, as she often is. It's fine though. Play around Mind Sensor, fetch now. Yeah, I think it's better to play. I guess I'm gonna main phase this Ice-Fang in case I draw Bauble. It's just not gonna get stuck in my hand to the Thalia. It's not like holding up the Ice-Fang is really representing anything. Well, I guess it's kind of better against Arbiter to hold. Like, Steal the Giver. Well, I can't this turn, but I might next. We got Batter Skull. Just using my fetches pretty aggressively, which is maybe bad because it turns off Revolts. But they are, you know, like the Arbiter deck. They might have. There they are. I guess this is bad against Flicker Wisp to do it main phase, but it's also kind of bad against Path if they can Path in response. So also not sure about this line. They also didn't attack with Thalia last turn, did they? Or did they do it and I just missed it? Yeah, they didn't attack. Kind of weird. Yeah, I know they can't Path because they have Thalia, but maybe I misspoke. But the conversation was about main phasing the charm versus holding it up. So if we hold up the charm on their next turn, then they can Path, is what I was getting at. But that's a reason to main phase the charm, is because of like that very well. But if we get to untap with Giver plus Ice-Fang, it's going to be really difficult. Like, the best card for them here would be to Flicker Wisp their Giver, which is like devastating. But like Aether Vial is like about as good as it gets for us. I don't really care about their Battle Skull very much. Like they just axe now that we have Giver. It seems worth countering. Sort of Fire and Ice is a problem here. Also, I don't really want to hold up the Cryptic forever. I mean, I want to, but I'm probably not going to get to. Might steal that Vial this game. We Needling Vial. I'm probably going to Needle whatever sword they get off of this and steal the Vial next turn. Just like stealing Vial lets me Ice-Fang for free, and then lets me Lurrus for free too. Or for 3 mana. Sort of Fire Ice. Still playing around Arbiter. Probably good too. Is stealing the Germ too good? The Germ just doesn't matter because we have Giver Ice-Fang. If they have a Giver, it's way worse for us. That's pretty bad. Because now they can start attacking. Damn it. I guess we just have a million answers to give her. Would the Battle Skull get unequipped if you give the Germ protection from Colorless? Yeah. That's how that works. So then a Sword of Fire and Ice mystery card. The Sword of Fire and Ice is Needled. Good game, good match. Has had a lot of really good matches today, I feel. Honestly, another Archmage's Charm to steal that Giver is probably game over. What a good last card. Play set of Ice-Fangs. Need to draw like a Fatal Push or something this turn though. Yeah, super interesting game. I'm gonna take the Vial up to 3 and Vial. Argument to grabbing and casting Lurrus. Dang, I mean, this worked out way better, especially because Lurrus is 0 mana next turn and is 3 mana this turn. So I mean, I don't personally see the argument. Maybe I could like be persuaded that there is one, but at the time of making this comment, I don't see the payoff, I guess. We are going to need to, you know, they do have some pressure here. We've got pretty good blocks. Oof. Yeah. Oh, this is a bad attack. I have a pro-white Ice-Fang opponent. Really like the Obsidian Aggressive brand. What do you think I'd swap out for Spiral? I played it last week. It's you can, if you exclamation point deck, you can find it in the Stream Decker. Well, I can't remember exactly the list, I guess. All right, I've got a couple of looks at a answer here. I have so many outs. Archmage's Charm, Drown in the Loch, Cryptic Command, Snapcaster Mage. I do have 2 looks because I have a Bauble and a fetch land. Although I guess I don't have a fetchable target for this fetch land. Drown in the Loch does kill the germ in response to the target. It's not a permanent solution, but it is a solution. Great map. And it's still sort of Fire and Ice mystery card. I mean, I'm just gonna the Giver, and a sort. I'm gonna leave the Vial in 3, of course, because we are a Lurrus deck. It's possible, like, if we can like bounce Lurrus and replay it if they like target it with a removal spell. So I'm gonna go put the trigger on the stack. Always no, always yield. Bauble myself. Sunken Ruins on top. I'll shuffle even though I have no fetchable targets. Just really don't want to draw that. Oh, I do have a fetchable target. Probably not paying 2 life here though. In the yard. All right, we're taking control. Did I sign out a Goyf? Actually, closing out this game is not going to be super easy because they have so much life. Thoughts of scouring yourself? I don't think we can afford to scour ourselves. Like decking is like, I'm pretty concerned about it in this spot, honestly. Yeah, Drown has been a great addition to this deck, absolutely. I think I need to kill that germ. I'm not 100% sure that that's good. And a Sophie mystery card. They just equip onto the Stoneforge. What's our win con? If we can assemble, like, we have 3 Tarmogoyfs in the deck, which are going to be really big, and then I think I'm still boggling myself. I can go to 1. Maybe that was too aggressive of a push, but this does let me attack. Yeah, the update is we're playing the Drown package. So But it might be better to like try to steal Germ later, just hold this up as a counter spell. Don't we want to keep an answer to a top deck Skyclave, letting them use the Sophie? Yeah. I think I agree. I think we shouldn't charm the Vial. What was the cut for Drowns? The green gold cards, the Decay, the Assassin's Trophy, the third Force of Negation, and then we also played 4 Thought Scour. We cut the 4th basic land, or the 24th land. Hold on, I can't remember what the 3 other cuts were. I'm blanking. There are 3 other cuts. I cut a Force of Negation. I'm sure somebody remembers. Bauble myself first. Throw in Discovery. I think that card's pretty good. I don't really have too many thoughts beyond that though. We're drawing another Explosives. Let me see what they're drawing. Going to 1 and shuffling. They're drawing. Explosives for 0. I mean, we don't need to do that right now. I don't see any reason to do that now. Just gonna pass for 1. Oh, what am I doing? The Skyclave. Like, we can just replay it, but although maybe they're thinking I'm trying to trigger you. I already have Revolt. Forgot this had flying. Pretty badly. How many Cryptics do we have left? We have 2 Cryptics. It's a pretty big game, especially if we could draw like a Cryptic and a Snap. Uh-oh. They still have a Sophie, you don't know, and then they're drawing planes. I shuffled! Oh no, I didn't shuffle. I thought I shuffled. I really thought I shuffled, wow. Probably should have. What a hard game. We're probably gonna have to throw. We're probably gonna have to eat. No, we can just replay. No, this is exiled. Sorry, I thought I could replay the Pithing Needle. Long game, man. I mean, the problem with EE on 3 is losing Lurrus, of course, but that's maybe just fine. Just things that don't have any Unearths in my. Where are my Goyfs? I have 3 Goyfs in the deck, right? Did I triple check? Yeah, I have 3 Goyfs in the deck. I need them to close out games like this. Is it better to EE? I shouldn't have played the Ice-Fang first, but is it actually better to EE on 2 and then Fatal Push their Skyclave and then just start attacking with Ice-Fangs? Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to throw away my Lurrus. I don't know. It kind of seems fine. Two and 1, leave them with nothing. I don't really feel like I need to blow up the Vial. The Ice-Fang first was a punt. Yeah, it's been a great game. We have a lot of gas in our deck too. What happens when you just draw every land? Or you can fetch all your lands. Fine. Goodness. Oh, it's only a 4/5. Hopefully they didn't draw a 3-drop. Probably good. It's probably good to just like while we're here, you know, blow up that vial. I mean, this vial is not doing anything for us, and just make sure that we don't get got. Didn't want to do it last turn because not vying. The vial was on 3. Pretty sure Goyf cost 2. I just push this. I kind of feel like I'd rather push than drown. Drown is just such a great card. Why not 4 Goyfs? I think 4 Goyfs is too many. Maybe that's a bad answer, but like we just need like 3 Goyf. Like you just need like 1 Goyf to close out the game. That's the main reason they're here. I think like it's, you know, even in this spot, 3 Goyfs is fine. This is GG. What a marathon of a match. Really well played by our opponent. I guess maybe not the Thalia. Feeling good. I'm all in. Spike, don't fail me now. I'll try. This is taxes again? I kind of hope not. Tax is just so hard to play against. Game 3 didn't find Rest in Peace or Path. Oh yeah, Rest in Peace would have been so good. I think you played well. Besides that, I mean, obviously, like you thought that the Ice-Fang was blacks or protection from black, so hard to fault you for that one. Besides that, I thought you played really well. I messed up pretty badly by not explosivesing before the Ice-Fang. I just didn't really consider the line that hard before I cast the Ice-Fang. I think Death Touch is going to be less relevant than having basics for like my opponent's paths and stuff. I'm assuming they're just like Blue-White Stoneblade, Blue-White Sharkblade. Strict Protects or Kroxa. That sounds kind of cool. Oh, that kind of thing already exists, you know. Really good, actually. Not giving pro blue on that one turn you got to chomp. Yeah, that's true. That was another maybe missequence. I mean, it was such a like long and difficult game too. I made a lot of mistakes. How do you beat a Toski? Well, my opponent, it seems like they're not playing Bants. Well, I guess they could have been up until this point. There's like no way Bant plays Field. Dank Valen gifting 5 subs. It's super nice of you. I really appreciate you, buddy. I'll put them to good use. I was talking to Jalen this morning. Oh, no, I paused at like the wrong moment on my song. I was talking to my friend Jalen this morning, who did the music, who did all the music for the channel. I sent him some messages of you guys say nice things about the song in the morning, and he's like, "Oh no, the song sucks. I'm working on some new stuff." You know, just like every tortured artist. But he appreciates that you guys like the songs, the music. I spent 10 months, 4-1 prediction. Does it say, it says 5-0, right? That's a, you're having a laugh? I think I'm drawing 2. We have push for the shark. I mean, obviously we could steal the shark. This is pretty bad. We could force here. I think I'm just gonna let it go. Take the shark. I think I'd rather just push. Snow-covered forest. Go ahead and clear that off the top. It says trophy 11. Okay, yeah. Trophy here. So I think I'm gonna go actually Goyf, Lurrus in hand, hold up push. Maybe it's better to hold up Cryptic. Yeah, it's like if they play a Planeswalker, I'm just kind of happy to go Force and then slam Lurrus, and then we also have push up if they have a sword. And if they Wrath, we get to play Lurrus Goyf or Lurrus Ice-Fang. This is fine. Imagine playing Path to Exile. W. This deck may make me a control player. Yeah, this deck is really cool. I'm happy that it's working out. Put a card on top. Card on bottom. So I guess they're playing Omton. Wait, I guess they're playing Omton Ice and Path in the main deck with the Floodplain. There's no way they're banned. This Misty. The real sort of Feast and Famine. Gonna try to blow that out with push a bit. Well, maybe it's better to push the Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, you finally managed to create a good Sultai list. Yeah, I mean, I think I had some good ones back when Uro. I guess that. Just Sin Slivers last week. Yes, I didn't look at it super closely. They are banned? What the hell? Weird list, I guess. I didn't look at it super duper closely. I did see that you submitted it, and it's currently first in the queue for Thursday. I remember looking at it and thinking that it was fine. Like I was down to play it. For this Dono deck, Thursday. So we go counter draw here. If they go for a equipment, we can still hardcast Force. If they counter back, we can maybe hardcast Force too. It's a good draw. Yeah, I don't want to Ice-Fang block here if they... I think I'm just getting a Breeding Pool tapped. Go within my deck. Leave basics because they're a Field of Ruin Path deck. Maybe I should have left an Ice-Fang back, but I kind of feel like I'm the aggro here. Alright, so we have 8 mana. So we can go Lurrus, push with Force up. Yeah, I think they're under enough pressure that I can just wait a turn. I've got, 4 pieces of interaction up. 4 good pieces of interaction. If I get to, just not let them cast a Cryptic here, it's kind of good. If they cast Sword of Feast and Famine, I'm just letting it resolve to equip. They're not equipping. Alright, now phase. Alright, now I think I want to play around a Verdict. I mean, I wouldn't be playing Verdict in their list, but their list is definitely way more controlling. Is this a bait to try to get me to commit into a Verdict? I'm probably just taking the bait. Yeah, to see this going that badly for me. I'll force this so I can just have Drown up on their turn. Drown is so good. I mean, I'm so glad that I was able to make Drown work. I was really struggling last week. They're drawing a Snapcaster Mage, which I guess we have Clean to Dust for. Their hand is Snapcaster Mage, Batterskull, Mystery card. So they can go for Snap Path plus Batterskull, but if Cling to Dust just breaks it up, because we can just tap it. So if their last card is a counterspell, which it is, they do get to path my Lurrus, which is still fine because now they can't. We get a land. They can't play their Batterskull this turn. We're like super ahead still. I'm also glad that I oh wait, no this is bad. Well, I guess it's fine. We could just take the hit. They're drawing Stoneforge Mystic. So yeah, we just have a counterspell for each of their cards next turn. We'll take the hit, counter both their spells, and win. Feeling really good about our trophy chances here. Could bounce Sword. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to. We found a line that 100% wins the game. Bouncing Sword, it could work too. I guess we didn't even need to counter anything. Okay, so I don't like Unearth so much against fair decks when their removal is exile based and not destroy target creature. So I think I'm gonna cut the Unearth for the third Force. Yeah, I agree that this seems like a good matchup. I think I want the pushes. Push seems pretty good actually against the Sharks and the Mystics. Maybe I could cut the fourth push. I mean, maybe I should just sideboard like this. I kind of want the first Needle. I could maybe cut Thought Scour number 4 or Bauble number 4 for the first Needle. Thoughtseize is good. I don't know if I necessarily agree. I think Thoughtseize is okay. I'm kind of down to cut Tarmogoyf 3, although maybe a density of win conditions is good. Do you think an Edict is worth for pro black? Like, what creature is pro black and that we want to play an Edict for? You're a bit surprised we don't have Veil. My first drafts had Veil, but it's just like these matchups are just. I wanted cards for other matchups instead. This deck seems good. Do you think it'd be somewhat tier? I think this deck is good. Yeah, it's like still. This is my first day streaming this version. Potential. Let's keep this, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out the bad matchups. Like, we got crushed by Etron, which seems like a tough matchup, but also not a very popular deck at the moment. And we lost to a Grixis Delver deck that's playing both Stormwing and... Do I feel like the Drowned version improves my Heliod matchup? I think so, yeah. I think Drowned's pretty good, or is solid against Heliod. But specifically, Drowned helps us improve the blue-red Prowess matchup, which was really hard before, and we beat it earlier today. It felt like a fine matchup. We still haven't seen, like, what green is in their deck for. Fair enough. Okay. I didn't know. Dispute. I mean, same thing, really. I think it's maybe... If I had another answer first, but I think this hand needed to force there. Card on top with Opt. So this was the main... I think if this force was a blue source, I would have. Not a bad draw, I guess. Caster by targeting a land. Not yeah, I think I'm down. Goyf get pathed. With logic not up. Logic not plus force, I guess. Just like with Lurrus' companion, getting our creature's path is usually fine. Well, I guess fielding. A lot of Veil of Summers cast this league. Hand we have Cling to Dust, but oh how I'm just so over it. So over Veil of Summer. What if we cut Tarmo for the 4/4 wolf that end of turn creates a 2/2? Well, if we play that card, we can't play Lurrus as a companion, which is like, you know, the whole idea of this deck. So that would be the trade-off you make. Yeah, we also just have... We didn't draw Bauble this game. Did I draw a Bauble? No. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm just so over it. I'm not even playing it in this deck. I don't know. It's like... There aren't that many blue matchups, and I really just feel like I need all my other sideboard cards. It could be right to play Veil, though. Land's not a good draw. I'm gonna just main phase Cling. It's like so good if we hit. We have like a decent number of sorcery speed things to hit. Bauble is kind of a big one. Is there an argument to ban Veil of Summer in Modern? I don't know. I mean, there's like a lot of cards that are really unfun. I don't know. Maybe. I appreciate it, but at the time of making this comment, I am still not accepting. You think a 1-mana spell shouldn't be a 2-for-1? I don't know if I necessarily agree. I think sideboard cards are just allowed to be really efficient in Modern. You know what I mean? Like, sideboard cards can be really efficient in Modern. I think just in general that's fine. And yes, Veil of Summer is like the most efficient sideboard card against the blue decks, but like why is Veil of Summer, you know, I mean Veil of Summer does suck. I'm over it, but it's like Rest in Peace. It feels really bad for Dredge players, and you have Damping Sphere against Tron, and it's like, man, these cards, I can't believe they had it. And I feel like it's okay for sideboard cards to be super efficient, even if they're obnoxious. Brock, thank you for your 3 months. Hope you have a good day. Am I still testing this no duels? We win if we draw a removal spell. Oh, man. Last time I played them, I wasn't of them in this deck. Could block. Really bad if they can kill my Lurrus. I guess I'm just not blocking. Almost won this game if we had drawn another removal spell. Yikes. They revealed a second Batter Skull? Wow. Nice. Alright, opponent, GG. Going to game 3. I think I just want to play one Thoughtseize. It's kind of a name. I don't think explosives is good against them. Isn't Thoughtseize better on the play? No, I don't think so. Because it's like, I mean, in some games maybe, but the problem is that they have more cards than you, and so if you're 1-for-1ing at sorcery speed without Turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic would be Colts. Don't I dislike playing counters with discard? Yeah. I mean, the Thoughtseize is our sideboard, and I think Thoughtseize is specifically a very good answer to big mana decks and combo decks. And so instead of playing a lot of different answers for those matchups, I draw that one. They have Force of that pause. They have Teferi, right? With them like just tapping. They decided they didn't want to. I think that I'm gonna jam Lurrus here. I don't feel great about it, but I think that like this resolving, and then we get to force Teferi is like going to be a big part of us winning this game. They forced the Bauble. Well, it's hard to complain about that. I think. I mean, I can try to do it, but I think it's not. Stevie, 3 months on Spike. Hell yeah! Welcome back. They pitched Ice-Fang. I think I'm getting Triome. They didn't tap out for Teferi either, which is what I was expecting them to do here. They may have been considering Ruins cutting off. Am I going to bounce the Germ token here? I guess I'm just going to... It's pretty bad if they have Ice-Fang and I can't Cryptic it. I guess if they have Force, then they can still Force, but I think that's okay too. Cool. I could drown the Germ now, but I think I'm okay to take another hit off the Germ. It's been a really good game. Yeah, because this also, of course, lets us go Fairy and have Force up if they have a protection spell. And because they cast this pre-combat, means Goyf can block the Germ token. Might be better to hold Force over Drown. I think Drown's probably a little better. Could bounce or Triumph to Fizzle Field and keep them off green. That was maybe better. This was the best draw, though. There's a snow-covered island on top of our library. On top of their library is a Jace the Mind 4. Well, if they have another, if their last card is another Veil, we can pay for Dispute. Okay, now we have. Oh, wow. Well, really glad we drew another counter spell. This has been a hard match. But our draw has definitely lined up well against theirs. Yeah, I think we're probably... It seems like so far we're favored game 1. And that they tend to pick up points in games 2 and 3. They're drawing Cryptic Command. So I guess they're more likely to hold that up than equip Batterskull. So let me just main phase this. Play this tapped. Attack for 8. Yeah, we can kill the Germ token if they pick attacks here. I think I'm going to counter draw. Kind of close. It's a good draw. I think I'm going to value the info here. They're drawing Flooded Strand. It's good info. So now we can attack with everything, and if they equip Stoneforge and attack, we can Ice-Fang block. Index. Enjoy my trophy. I'm always excited to trophy with a new brew, or not a super new brew at this point, but this is Sultai Lurrus 2.0, and I'm really happy with the list and having like a great start 8-2 on the day with the trophy feels awesome.